Today I'm going to spend a little time talking about social media. So that's a really broad topic, as you can imagine, but specifically, what role does it play in college applications in this process? Depending on how you feel about social media, it can be good or it could be bad. It can be a combination of both of those things. So let's talk about the ways in which it can be positive for students. I like to start there, first of all. So there may be times as a parent you have wondered about the amount of time your child spends on various forms of social media, all the different platforms that they have access to, and things like that. And certainly it can be a true brain drain for a lot of young people. It can be a brain drain for a lot of adults too, quite frankly. Yet here I am creating content for social media because it can also be a platform through which we can reach people with our message and share information and things like that. But for students specifically, the positive ways social media could play a role for them in this process. One is during the search process, part of this process, when they are looking for colleges and trying to understand where they're going to fit in, they can follow social media accounts from those schools. And I mean, there are multiple accounts for most colleges, from athletics to the band to the drama department to the history department, maybe. But admissions in general will often have an account that they can follow. And I just think it's a good idea to help students start to get familiar with what are they talking about and posting about, because that tends to lean towards what is going to be the overall vibe of the campus and what are maybe hot topics that other students who are already at that school are engaging in. And does that fit? Does that fit for the student who's looking at this point? So finding ways to use it for information gathering is helpful. In terms of the reverse of what our high school students are posting, we'll get into the not so great in a minute, but in terms of the good things they could do, they could be highlighting things that they are doing, whether that is community service, whether that is their own athletic journey or artistic journey. Some students have their own website presence, and so making sure that that is being talked about through various other social media platforms, so that there's some highlights out there that are positive about the ways that they are engaging outside of the classroom, and making sure that they are really thinking about, again, what's the good work that they're doing that could be part of their social media footprint. So then the reverse of that is the negative things that could happen in terms of, thinking about posting things that are exhibiting or highlighting behaviors that are not so good, whether that's at parties, whether that is posting something inappropriate or mean-spirited about another person, whether that is even politically divisive posts could be part of this process right now, unfortunately, that could go either way depending on the person looking at the profile. So thinking clearly and carefully about what you are putting out there if you're a teenager, and as the parents of teenagers, how you can help them think through those steps is really important. So that's sort of what's out there. But then let's talk about the question I get asked a lot of times is, are the colleges really checking? Are they looking for this information? Well, most of the time, not actively, to be honest with you. It's not like they have a whole lot of extra time to just follow along every potential applicant on a social media platform. However, there are times that they are made aware of certain things that have happened through social media. Another student who's applying may call out or reveal to the university that this other student has this post that clearly shows them doing something either illegal or inappropriate. Again, doesn't happen often, but what I like to say to students in this process is, don't set yourself up for anything that could be construed as negative in such a competitive place. When we are looking at how competitive it is to get into college, don't let social media posts, those that you post or even those that your friends might post that include you in them, don't let those be something that could be a bump in the road to being accepted. And again, Colleges are not out there actively tracking all of this, but it does happen at times when they are made aware, and then they feel compelled to go and look and take a step back, usually, in terms of what are we going to do with this information now that we've seen it, now that it's been brought to our attention. So that doesn't mean students are automatically out of consideration, or if they've been admitted that they are now going to be told that their offer has been rescinded. But again, help our teenagers understand we don't want them to put anything in their own way in terms of all of this. So thinking about ways to use it for good, highlighting, showcasing amazing things that they are doing outside of the classroom, even inside the classroom. Maybe they're getting something is being published in a journal, or maybe they've won some academic type award, but thinking about how it can be positive versus how it could potentially be negative. And so just as you are helping guide your own teen through this process, I hope that is a helpful tidbit. And you certainly something that I have tried to share with all of the teenagers that I work with, that we just don't want them to put it out there if it's negative. As a great friend of mine used to say, if you wouldn't want your grandma to see it, don't post it.